guys, this is TaKesha, How's the Girl Gets Fit, otherwise known as Nikki, coming at you for my year 6 update. What up? Yes! It has been 6 full years since I had my gastric bypass RNY surgery by the illustrious Dr. George Lynch out here in Nashville, Tennessee at St. Thomas Midtown Hospital in the Center for Surgical and Medical Weight Loss. And I am just so honored and, humbled that I get to work not only with my surgeon, but also with his partner and my amazing team. My team rocks. I love every last one of our people, not even employees. I feel like they're family. We all have our different quirks and nuances, and it's just fun to be able to work with people that you like to talk to, and just hang out with, and know that you're doing something great for people, and that is helping them to lose weight, but also to gain health and to have a new outlook on life, and a new lease on life. So I am still a patient advocate there, still helping patients go through the process, still trying to, get my groove and what it is that I do, and make it right. And sometimes I falter, but for the most part, I think that we do an awesome job at getting people to where they need to be with weight loss surgery. So I'm just very stoked that within 6 years, I've been able to not only, have weight loss surgery, get to some weight loss goals, but also to give back and be able to do this is an amazing thing. So I'm still rocking that out, still doing that. I am super amped going into year 6 because I am going to be also a part of the WLSFA Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America. They will be hosting their annual conference in Orlando, Florida this coming up year. So I am stoked about that. It will be from May 17th through 19th. They will be holding their conference there. And then there will be a cruise afterwards. So if you are one of the cool kids and are able to do the cruise, definitely sign up. You can go to www.WLSFA.org to find out all the information you need to know about the conference. But I'll be doing a step workout as well as talking to folks. So I think I'll be a part of a panel, but it might just be a one-on-one thing. So not sure. We'll see how that goes. So that is what's coming up. Year 6, I will tell you this, and I tell patients this all the time. Every year it gets harder and harder to not only to keep the weight off, but to, just be in the mindset of staying hungry about your weight loss. And that's what we did. When we first was thinking about surgery, we were completely, once we were like, this is what I want to do, we were completely hungry. We were desperate to find out what was on the other side, how life would be. And I think sometimes people lose their thunder. They lose that fire that got them to, working out every day and counting their, calories and looking at their macros and micros even. And they were, logging their food and all that great stuff that got them to their weight loss goals. And then, years go by and it stops being important, or as important as it was when you first started the journey. And when you lose that luster, you also gain weight. And that's something that can happen with this surgery, and just can happen with this process. It's life, okay? So, we always go through our ebbs and lows, or find that, right now we're totally excited about something, but then next year we may not be, that excited about that thing. Or we've gotten to our weight loss goal, unless we plan something else, unless we have a new goal for ourselves that maybe doesn't involve weight, we kind of feel like, okay, so I'm here, now what? How do I maintain this? A lot of us have never even known what it was to maintain a healthy weight. And so it's learning, just all over how to treat yourself, treat yourself in a kind manner. and be good to yourself and be consistent, and stay, dedicated to this gift that you've been given. So, you really have to kind of dig deep and make sure that, you're bringing in positivity, that you are bringing in good to your life, and that people around you are helpful and they are supporting you in a good way, that they have your best interest at heart. A lot of people that you run into don't. They want to see you fail. They don't want you to be successful. They say that they want you to, but in their heart of hearts, they really don't. So you've got to make sure that, you've got some great people around you that are supporting, your mission. And if you don't, unfortunately, you've got to make a choice. Do you want to keep them around and then stay miserable, and know that they're not for you, or do you let them go and know that it's going to hurt on the front end, but overall it's going to be a good choice for you? So you got to figure those things out. Perseverance and, like I said, just staying dedicated is, I think, a few of the hard things that you have to do. So how do I keep this thing together? I mean, it's a lot. I went through a patch where, I had to have another tool, as my doctor would say, in my toolbox. And so, there was a point a few years ago where I just couldn't make sense of things. I could work out all day long, and that was great. But when it came to my nutrition, when it came to me eating, that part was the hardest. And so I had to work with my team. And, we decided on medication, which was great. And I, at that time I did Saxenda, which is an injectable. So if you've ever heard of Saxenda or Victoza, those two medications kind of run along the same. Victoza's for diabetic patients, and so Saxenda is a similar medicine, but it just deals with weight loss. And so I wasn't the greatest patient when it came to taking that on a daily basis, but it did work. And it was like what weight loss was for me. It was that jump off to get to me owning what it is I needed to do. So I did that for a few months. I haven't needed it pretty much at all this year. I did it some last year, but again, not the greatest patient. I wasn't consistent with it. Again, it was just that jump off that I needed. And I think it was more for me, like that placebo effect, like you're taking it, but it's really not doing anything, but you're putting in all the work because you're thinking that it's working. So it was really that for me. So I, pushed through, and I was back to counting my calories. I was back to logging my food. I was drinking my water. I was doing all of those things that I was supposed to be doing, along with working out. And so, I've been maintaining since, the beginning of 2017. I've been maintaining, this 135, between 130, 135. Sometimes I go as high as 140 if it's that monthly wonderful time. But otherwise, I'm hanging out around 135, 136 most times. And that's where I come in today. I'll show a picture at the end of my weight. I'm 135.5 today. So this is my happy place. This is where my body's like, look, girl, we just gonna hold tight right here. Okay, beach. And it's been great. I feel like, this is what I wanted always. When I first started the surgery, my weight loss goal, or my weight goal was 135 pounds. And to say that I've been able to maintain that for going on 2 years now, is phenomenal. So yeah, I'm really excited, that I am at my weight loss goal. I was here last year. So just being in maintenance has been an awesome thing. So there's that. So if you think that weight loss surgery is the end all be all, for some people it can be. But weight loss surgery is a magnificent thing, but further on down the road, you might need more assistance. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I hear, two sides of the coin. Well, I didn't have this surgery to get back on, medication. And that's great, but some programs incorporate weight loss medication with surgery. So, just some of the things that you learn going to Obesity Week. I went there. I did that this year. It was here in Nashville. And I learned so much from what other programs were doing, just listening to my coworkers who went, to me, listening to what made sense, because I offer support groups. So that was super helpful. But just understanding that weight loss medication is not the devil, and that it can really help those that are struggling. So if you are struggling with regain, or you're struggling, with trying to lose all the weight that you had intended with weight loss surgery, just know that it is that communication with your surgeon that you'll need to have. But if it makes sense to incorporate something like that, it doesn't hurt to just ask. I know that can be a bit taboo, especially with weight loss patients, but I'm here to tell you that sometimes you just need that thing to get you back on track, or that thing to just push you to the next level. And for me, it's been really great to be able to have that, as something that I can go to if I so need it. But thankfully, I have not needed it at all this year, really. So that's been good. What else? So I just had surgery. I just had a surgery. What had happened was I had an interception, and that's pretty much where I think your bowels kind of telescope within each other, and there was some bowel in my abdominal area that he had to get, and it was just a mess. So it wasn't crazy, but he had to go in and do a repair. So we were really thinking it was my gallbladder. I was really having some abdominal pain and feeling kind of nauseous, not to the point of throwing up, but the pain was just out of control. So I had surgery on November 30th to repair that issue. I've been back to work since last week. The recovery time, I probably could still be out, but this is that wonderful time of the year where patients want to have surgery, or, just keep that thing going so that they can, stay on track. So because I play a big role in that, I just knew that I had to get myself together, and I feel good. I'm in a much better space, definitely this week versus last week. I've had some great things to occur this year. I will soon be getting married. What? Yes. So Jamie and I are, or will be soon, getting married for 2019. So exciting. I picked out my ring, and it's a go. So I will definitely show you guys soon what that looks like, and we're to the point, I'll be 40 in February, so I like the frou-frou things, and I'm very much girly. We're at that stage in our relationship where it's just like, look, get the ring. Let's pick it out. I'm super, as you can see, excited about that. I think it's just been a long time coming, but he is the best thing that I could have ever wished for. So, that will be happening soon. So turning 40 in February. Fabulous 40. February, yes, girl. I'm happy about it. I am actually excited about turning 40. I like how, people say, like my oldest, my 20-year-old was like, "Ma, you look 18." And I'm like, Yes. It's always nice to hear those things, right? So, so yeah, I'll be turning 40 in February, and I'm just looking forward to the 40s and what they'll bring. I'm still gonna be rocking it out, in the gym. I'm still gonna be doing my thing. I think fit and fab over 40. There is something to that, so I will definitely be excited to embark on that next chapter. And as far as everything else goes, I mean, we're just hanging tough. I am super amped about my 20-year-old. He is progressing in his exercise science program, so he is coming through his third year, and he's just awesome kid. And then my high schoolers, both are doing fantastic. Elle and Tobias are knocking that thing out. Tobias is taking college classes while he's in high school. So, and then my lovely Maddie, my only middle schooler, she'll be going into high school next year. So I have 3 high schoolers and a college kid. Lord help me. So yeah, I got to keep it together. I got to keep doing my thing so I can, stay up on these kids and, try to dance like them. So that is it for me. That is my 6-year surgiversary video. My intent, as always, is to try to come to you guys more often than I do. But I really don't know what else to say. I mean, I've been maintaining my weight. I work out. Now I'm getting back into working out since surgery. But before, I was working out at least 3, maybe 4 times a week. And I love strength training. I will tell anybody, you must incorporate that if you want to stay toned and not look like a melted candle, as one of my friends would say. You have to really incorporate that strength training. You cannot be afraid of the weights. You cannot. And you are rebuilding your body. So you have to have that in your life. Cardio is fantastic, but if you're looking to get that tone, if you're looking to get some contouring going on, it has to be with the weight training. So yeah, that's what I do. That's my regimen. I am also working at the Y. So your girl is doing multiple things at multiple times. It has been such a blessing to be at the Y and just seeing people come in. Sometimes I see people come in that can barely walk, that you would just think that they have been counted out, and they're like, count me in, I'm up in this sesh, let's go. And that just makes me even more amped to do what I do. And it really puts everything that I have going on in my life to the side, because if I can see somebody come in with 2 prosthetic legs, come on now, and get it in, what excuse do I have, right? So, make sure that you continue to find what is going to keep you. So what I mean by that is, if you notice that you've reached your goal weight and you're trying to figure out, well, what else can I do to, stay fired up about this? What do you like to do? Do you like to dance? Do you like to hike? Do you like to travel? I mean, what are your goals, or what are your life goals, really? And so how do you get there? What do you need to do to get to that next level? And it a lot of times doesn't have to do with your weight. So, find what is going to keep you at peace and keep you happy and keep you going. And when it comes to your nutrition, if you are struggling in that area, seek out your surgeon or find a new surgeon's office. Sometimes people have moved. Sometimes people maybe didn't like their surgeon's office. So sometimes you have to make that sacrifice or make that change to get to where you want to be. So there's that. I'm going to leave you guys. It's been long enough. Have a great day, and bye.